Hi everyone, it's Gary here with your Blue Nose Bulletin for Saturday, the 31st of August 2024. And as you can see, we are debriefing all the news from yesterday's chaotic deadline day. So lots of business being done yesterday. In the end, two new signings in the door at Rangers. We'll talk about all of them this morning. A couple of exits as well, and I think it's fair to say some business was done, and it was business that needed done. To be perfectly honest, two signings in the door, as I mentioned. The day started at 9 o'clock in the morning with the confirmation that Scott Wright had confirmed his move down to Birmingham City in the region of around about 300 to 400,000 pounds. Now, we've spoken about Scott Wright's impending exit from Rangers pretty much all summer here on the Fourth Official, and yeah, there was no surprise that that deal was done early doors. And then, to be honest, it took a little bit of time for more deals to be confirmed. Lots of stories, lots of rumours going around throughout the day, but it took until 7 o'clock for Rangers to make official confirmation of their first signing in the door. And it was the loan signing of the Feyenoord defender, Mauricio Casanviro. Apologies for anyone that I've butchered that pronunciation. But yeah, Casanviro is a centre-back by trade, played right back, predominantly on a loan spell at Rapid Vienna last season, but very much comes in as the replacement for Ben Davies at the heart of the Rangers' defence. It gives us options there. So Casanviro and Suter, you would imagine, would compete for the right-sided central back area with Robin Proper and Liam Balogun, possibly Dujon Sterling, covering on the left-hand side. Now, he comes in on a loan deal from Feyenoord with a option to make that permanent in the summer, should he do well. And the fact that he can play right back as well does give us a little bit of coverage for James Tavernier's position as well, given that Dujon Sterling appears to be Mr. Utility and gets played pretty much anywhere other than right back, which was where he looked to come on board. After that, there was the big signing of the day, and the Albanian Nadim Bejrami coming in from Sassuolo in Italian Serie B. Now, we spoke about Nadim Bejrami with Mitch on Thursday's bulletin, and at that point, it looked very much as if the interest in Bejrami was going to be a straight loan deal only, given Sassuolo's reluctance to let Bejrami go on a permanent deal, as they were looking, obviously, to get promotion back to Serie A at the first time of asking. Now, it's my understanding that the Bejrami camp went to the Sassuolo hierarchy on Friday and basically made their intentions clear that they were looking to move out to Rangers on a permanent deal. They weren't interested in going on loan without that deal being done. And the fact that they could offer European football at Europa League level was a good platform for Bejrami to show his undoubted skills. So a deal was done in the region of around about €4 million, the transfer fee for Bejrami. So decent chunk of change in terms of an outlay, and by far the biggest outlay this summer, if you don't count the money sent to Midtjylland for Diamandi, which was obviously the option following the loan deal that was done in January. So that was the kind of two incomings that were there. There were rumours going around yesterday around Lyle Cameron from Dundee. That deal wasn't done. And then in the tail end of the day, you'll have seen the Fourth Official put out some content on our social media and on our Patreon channel regarding interest in the Southampton winger Samuel Edozie, and it looked very likely that a loan deal for Edozie had been completed right until Rangers at the last minute pulled out of that deal. Now, whether that was down to the fact that Yanis Hadji remains in the building, didn't manage to secure a deal out of Rangers. And I think it's now for all parties to come to the table regarding Yanis Hadji's future. We'll see what happens in the coming days for that. Certainly, I think there will need to be a bit of coming and going with regards to the contract situation for Hadji. But the fact that he's still there, Rangers decided not to go ahead with a deal for Samuel Edozie. They also turned down a loan move for Rami Matondo from Norwich City, and then we got confirmation of Todd Cantwell's move to Blackburn Rovers on a long-term contract, believed to be 3 years, for an undisclosed fee, which I'm hearing is in the region of around about £600,000 to £750,000, and that gets Cantwell off the wage bill. Quite clearly, a bit of a breakdown between Cantwell and Philippe Clement and the rest of the Rangers hierarchy. Once again, Cantwell quite active in his social media last night, stating that he still has an affinity with the club. But the Rangers he is leaving is not the Rangers he joined, so a bit of a kind of veiled dig at the current structure. But Cantwell is no more and is now a Blackburn Rovers player. So yeah, 2 in, a couple out in terms of Cantwell and Scott Wright, adding to Ben Davies, who left earlier on in the week. And that's your lot in terms of Rangers business in this transfer window. Obviously, there may well still be options for free agents to come in, but we'll see what happens on that front. Obviously, we spoke about Brandon Williams and the likes on Thursday's show. We'll see if anything happens there. But yeah, Rangers going with what we have now, and all eyes now turn to Parkhead for tomorrow and the big Old Firm clash, the first one of the season. And Celtic were very busy on deadline day themselves, spending the best part of £80 million on 3 players. Luke McCowan, the Dundee captain, coming in late in the day for around £1 million. Austin Trusty, central defender from Sheffield United, ex of Arsenal, who you may well remember Michael Beale had been quite vocal in terms of looking to try and get in last summer. He joined for in the region of about £6 million, and the big replacement for Matt O'Reilly was Arnie Engels, coming in from Augsburg for in the region of about £11 million. So Celtic certainly busy. Don't expect any of them to be involved tomorrow in the Old Firm game, and that's obviously the same for Casemiro and Bejrami as well, as Rangers will look to integrate both of those players over the international break with a view to them coming on board. Once we're back after Scotland provide some kind of well-needed respite after what's been a chaotic start to the season. The other big news from yesterday was the Europa League group stage draw, which was held in Switzerland at lunchtime, and a few glamour ties to look forward to for Rangers fans as we go back to Thursday night football. The 4 home ties, fixture dates still to be confirmed, are against Tottenham, Lyon, Union Saint-Gilloise and FC SB, formerly known as Steaua Bucharest, with away trips to Manchester United, Olympiacos, Malmo and Nice. So plenty of exciting foreign trips. The French Riviera, Sweden, obviously a trip to Greece, and certainly that Manchester United trip will be very much a big draw for people, given that it's been a number of years since we've played Manchester United away. We obviously had them in the summer at Murrayfield in that pre-season friendly. So lots of games to look forward to. Obviously, the Champions League draw was done on Thursday. And I think on paper, if you look at the quality of opposition that Celtic have got in that group, with the likes of Dortmund and Leipzig, certainly Rangers have got certainly a tougher ask in the Europa League against some of those kind of big ticket teams. Certainly the 2 pot 1 English teams are going to be a bit of a stretch. But there is optimism with some of those kind of lower pot teams that Rangers can get the necessary points to get out of the group stage. Now, still to be confirmed who Rangers will be playing on what dates as UEFA try and manage that piece of logistics. Expecting those dates to be confirmed at some point on Saturday the 31st. So not go away booking travel as of yet. But yeah, some exciting games to look forward to. And the first of those will be played on the week of the 25th and 26th of September. So not too long to wait. And I think we're all hoping that Rangers will be back at Ibrox by that point, so that any home games in that competition will be played at home. Because certainly Ibrox under the lights on a Europa Thursday has been a special place over the last few years, and will need it to be again this year. Big thank you to everyone that has interacted with us here at the Fourth Official over the course of this week. Some spectacular numbers in terms of views on these videos. So big thank you from all of us for your attention and viewing. Loads of coverage coming up over the course of the next few weeks with lots of games and a brand new feature which will be starting on our YouTube channel next week. So stay tuned for Simply the Best. I'm looking forward to bringing you that one. As always, big thank you for watching. I'll speak to you next time.